guys, welcome back to Live South Florida. Today we're diving into some real estate talk that's super relevant right now. Inventory's way up, hurricanes and insurance are big factors, and despite insurance rates dropping, the market isn't looking as sunny as it usually does around here. Let's jump right into it. I want to kick things off with the headline that caught my eye. For sale signs are soaring in Florida due to hurricanes, floods, and insurance issues. Yes, that's right. We're seeing a big increase in homes hitting the market, and it's because we've got some serious challenges in the mix. But there's also some good news, like lower interest rates. In September's meeting, the Federal Reserve cut its rate by 0.5 percentage point, which means the yield on the 10-year Treasury will also go down. This eventually translates to lower interest rates on fixed-rate mortgages, including the 30-year and 15-year fixed. They're set again to meet in November 6th and 7th, the day after the presidential election. The next meeting is expected to provide Americans with an update on the federal funds rate, and there's even talk of another rate reduction after the elections on November 6th. Experts believe that the Fed will reduce the federal funds rate again this year, but here's the thing. Despite these lower rates, we've got a market issue that's creating a whole new dynamic. We'll break it down, what this means for buyers, what this means for sellers, and what the outlook is moving forward. Sounds good? Let's go ahead and roll. So Florida is a peninsula, which means that it's almost completely surrounded by water, and as you all know, that's always been a major draw for people. Beaches and waterfront property throughout the entire state. I mean, who doesn't want to live in a place where it feels like summer year-round? But there's a flip side to that. With all of this great weather comes the risk of hurricanes, and when hurricanes happen, so do flooding issues, and that means higher insurance costs. Unfortunately, all of that is driving some people out of the state, and it makes sense, and I can see why. We just had two major hurricanes, Helene and Milton. This stuff is hitting home for a lot of folks, and the real estate market is feeling it. Check out this article I found in the Wall Street Journal that highlights how the Great Florida Migration is coming undone. Across much of Florida, especially along the West Coast, there's a surplus of homes on the market, and with fewer buyers, properties are sitting for longer. After what had been one of the biggest housing booms in the country this decade, two major hurricanes, Helene and Milton, have hit the state hard, causing uncertainty in the market. Areas from northwest Palm Beach County up to St. Lucie County were hit hard with massive tornadoes, the likes that we've never experienced before. I'm talking EF2 and EF3 tornadoes that you would find in Kansas and in the middle of the country. We've never seen that here before, and it's clear that these natural disasters will leave a lasting impact on the state. Florida's population skyrocketed between 2021 and 2023, making it the fastest growing state during that time. Remote work, lifestyle changes, and the state's warm climate, coupled with no state income tax and relaxed business regulations, spurred the migration. For wealthier people moving from places like New York, Chicago, and California, Florida homes seem like a bargain. But now, with rising mortgage rates and soaring home prices, people are rethinking their Florida dreams. Right now, sellers who have to move due to life changes are facing a tough market. Demand has dropped off, and while home prices doubled between 2017 and 2024, they've mostly leveled off since March of 2023. Homes are still valued at record highs, but some analysts worry a price correction may be coming. One of the biggest concerns is the skyrocketing home insurance cost. In some areas of Florida, premiums have gone up as much as 400% over the past 5 years, making one of the fastest increases in the country. And following the hurricane season, with Hurricane Helene causing more than an estimated $15 billion in property damage, those costs are only expected to climb higher. We don't even know what the damage is yet with Milton, but I'm sure it's somewhere in that vicinity. Many buyers who were looking at waterfront properties are now either moving further inland or looking at other states entirely. Take Tampa, for instance. According to the Wall Street Journal, as of September 9th, about half of the homes listed in Tampa saw price reductions, the third highest rate among all major US metro areas. Being ranked third in the country for price reductions now, that's a big deal. Across the state, home sales have slowed to a crawl. Inventory has ballooned by more than 50% in major cities like Tampa, Orlando, and along the Space Coast, while demand has dropped by at least 10%, according to real estate data firm Parcel Labs. What does this all mean? According to this Forbes article, in the wake of the Federal Reserve's jumbo-sized interest rate cut in September, many buyers are opting to remain on the sidelines in the hopes that further Fed cuts later this year will lead to more mortgage rate declines. However, many experts say that now is the best time to take advantage of improved market conditions and get ahead of a potential demand surge that could put upward pressure on home prices and leave many would-be buyers out in the cold. This is interesting because experts are saying that now might be the best time to buy due to low competition, significant price cuts, and slightly lower rates. Sellers are getting desperate, at least those who need to sell. Some sellers, on the other hand, aren't really in a rush and are just testing the waters. But if you're like most people sitting on the sideline, waiting for both prices and interest rates to drop, you might be waiting a long time. Let's say prices don't drop much, but interest rates do. What happens then? Buyers will flood the market, competition will skyrocket, and we'll be right back to seeing multiple offers on every property. As for sellers, don't worry. We'll talk about how you can stay ahead of this shifting market later in the video. Now, let's dive into the monthly report from the Florida Association of Realtors, focusing specifically on South Florida. Looking at closed sales gives us a good snapshot of the overall market. In August 2024, there were 3,238 single-family homes sold compared to 3,375 in August 2023. That's a small drop of just negative 4.1% year over year, so not a huge difference. However, when we look at townhomes and condos, there's a bigger gap. In August 2024, 3,005 units sold compared to 3,528 in August of 23, which is a negative 14.8% decrease. So while homes are still selling, the inventory has increased, creating more opportunities for negotiation. The market is still active, but buyers have a bit more leverage right now. Now, let's take a look at the pending sale data for August 2024. For single-family homes, new pending sales were 3,189, which is a minus 5.8% decrease compared to last year. This shows that fewer homes are going under contract, meaning fewer people are buying. When it comes to townhomes and condos, the numbers are even more striking. In August 2024, new pending sales were 2,976, down a significant 22.7% from the same time last year. While the market as a whole is down, single-family homes haven't been hit as hard as townhomes and condos. We've been seeing a general hesitancy from buyers over the last few months, and a lot of it seems to stem from uncertainty about the upcoming election. Many people are nervous about making big financial decisions right now, and others are holding out for lower interest rates. But even with higher inventory and slightly lower rates, fewer homes are selling overall. Let's take a look at the average sales price trends in South Florida. For single-family homes, the median sale price in August was $620,000, the lowest it's been since March of this year. For townhomes and condos, the median price in August was $330,000, which is the lowest since October of last year. Prices are clearly coming down. We have more homes on the market, fewer buyers, and even lower interest rates, yet prices are still dropping. In my opinion, sellers are starting to realize that the market was inflated and are adjusted to more realistic values. With demand cooling off, we're no longer seeing multiple offers on every property. Only the most desirable homes, fully renovated and in prime locations, are still getting that kind of attention. Buyers are being much pickier now, and with good reason. They hold the upper hand in this market. Bottom line, sellers, you're not going to get the same price you could have gotten 6 months ago, a year ago, 2 years ago, and I think there's more depreciation coming soon. People often ask if we're in a buyer's or seller's market, and the answer depends on several factors. Let's take a look at the month's supply of inventory, which helps determine this. A balanced market typically has about 5.5 months of inventory. In August 2024, for single-family homes in South Florida, we had 4.6 months of supply, which is up 53.3% from last year. However, since it's still below the 5.5 threshold, we're technically still in a seller's market, though it's edging closer to a balanced market. Now, when it comes to townhomes and condos, the picture is quite different. In August 2024, there was 8.4 months supply of inventory, which is well above the 5.5 months that indicates a balanced market. This means we're deep into a buyer's market for townhomes and condos, mainly condos. Just to give you some perspective, in August 23, there was only a 4.3 month supply, so it has nearly doubled in 1 year. Much of this has to do with rising condo fees, increased insurance costs, and expensive assessments for older buildings to undergo concrete restoration and other maintenance. Make no mistake, with all of the inventory currently available, buyers are becoming much pickier. They're looking for homes with new roofs, updated HVAC systems, and plumbing. They want everything to be in top shape, and if it's not, they'll either ask you to cover the costs or move on to the next listing. There are simply too many options for them right now. My advice to sellers, if your home isn't getting much attention, it's likely because there are several other homes at the same price point nearby, and with over 5 months of inventory in some areas, competition is high. If your home isn't one of the top 3 choices in your market, other sellers might start dropping their prices to get ahead. So be sure to price your home according to current market conditions, taking into account any renovations or deferred maintenance. The good news, interest rates have dropped, and even though they're fluctuating, we could see rates dip below 6% by the end of the year or early next year. That's great news for buyers, and it'll likely bring more people back into the market. So what does this all mean for buyers and sellers? For buyers, if you find a home that's priced at market value, is in the location that you want, and has all of the important updates like a new roof and an HVAC, renovated kitchen, lock it in. Homes like this won't last long, and if you find a home that's got potential but isn't perfect, you've got room to negotiate. Take advantage of that. For sellers, be realistic about your pricing. If your home isn't one of the top choices in your market, you'll have to adjust quickly or risk getting left behind. Stay on top of the market and be aggressive if you need to sell. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and stay tuned for more insights on what's really happening in the Florida housing market. And if you have any real estate questions or you need help, feel free to reach out. We're always here to assist. Whether you're thinking about moving to Florida or relocating within the state, my team and I would love to help. You'll find all of our contact information in the description below. Thanks for tuning in today, and I'll catch you in the next video.